There comes a moment in every life when you begin to realize that the greatest changes do not come from external circumstances, but from the quiet revolutions that happen inside your mind when you begin to see things differently, when you begin to think differently, when you begin to believe differently. Everything around you starts to shift because life is not happening to you, it is responding to you and the way you think about yourself, your challenges, your dreams. Your world is the lens through which everything takes shape. You can spend your entire life trying to change your environment, your relationships, your job, your appearance. But if you never shift your mindset, you will always find yourself in the same emotional place, repeating the same patterns, feeling the same limitations, because nothing truly changes until your thoughts do. The first and simplest mindset shift that can change your life forever is understanding that you are responsible for your own reality. As long as you blame others, circumstances, or luck, you give away your power. But when you realize that your mindset shapes your experience, you take that power back. Responsibility is not a burden, it is freedom, because it means you are not a victim of your past, you are a creator of your future. It means you can choose how to respond to life instead of reacting automatically. It means you can rewrite your story at any time, and no one can stop you. Another mindset shift that will transform everything is seeing challenges not as problems, but as opportunities. Growth never comes from comfort. It comes from the moments that stretch you, that test you, that force you to rise above what you thought you could handle. When you begin to see obstacles as teachers instead of enemies, you stop fearing them. You begin to appreciate them because you know they are shaping you into the person you are meant to become. Every difficulty carries a lesson, every failure carries wisdom. And when you shift your mindset from, why is this happening to me too? What is this trying to teach me? Your entire life changes. You must also shift from scarcity to abundance, because most people live in constant fear of not having enough, not being enough, not doing enough. They compete, they worry, and that energy keeps them small. But abundance begins in the mind. It begins when you stop focusing on what you lack and start appreciating what you have, because gratitude is the door to abundance. When you are grateful for what you already have, you attract more. To be grateful for the universe mirrors your energy. If you live in fear, you attract more fear. If you live in gratitude, you attract more blessings. A powerful shift happens when you stop seeking external validation and start trusting your inner voice. For so long, you have been conditioned to seek approval, to measure your worth by how others see you, to chase validation from people who are often lost themselves. But true confidence comes from within. It comes from self-trust, from knowing that your worth is not something you earn. It is something you are born with. When you stop living for the opinions of others, you finally start living for yourself, and that freedom changes everything. Another mindset shift that will change your life is realizing that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. No one achieves anything great without falling. First, every mistake, every setback is simply feedback guiding you closer to the right direction. But most people quit too soon because they see failure as a sign they are not good enough, when in truth it is proof that they are trying, and trying means you are alive, you are learning, you are evolving. Failure is only final when you stop learning from it. You must also shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. The fixed mindset says, I am what I am, and I cannot change. The growth mindset says, I can learn, I can improve, I can evolve with effort and persistence. The fixed mindset fears effort because it believes effort means weakness. The growth mindset embraces effort because it knows effort creates strength. When you adopt a growth mindset, you stop fearing challenges, you stop taking criticism personally. You begin to see yourself as a work in progress, and that opens infinite possibilities. There is another simple shift that transforms your life from waiting to creating. So many people wait. They wait for the right time, the right mood, the right opportunity, but life does not reward waiting. It rewards action. The perfect time will never come. You must create it. The energy you put out determines what you receive. When you move, the universe moves with you. So instead of waiting for motivation, act first and let motivation follow, because action creates clarity and clarity creates confidence. A mindset shift that brings peace is learning to focus on what you can control and let go of what you cannot. So much suffering comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. You cannot control other people, the past, or every outcome, but you can control your attitude, your efforts, your focus, and that is where your power lies. When you stop wasting energy on things you cannot change, you free yourself to invest that energy into growth and peace. Another life-changing shift is moving from complaining to appreciating. Every complaint reinforces negativity. It keeps your mind stuck in lack. When you complain, you focus on what is wrong, and what you focus on expands. When you appreciate, you focus on what is right, and that grows too. It is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about choosing to see the beauty even in imperfection. It is about finding lessons in pain and gratitude in the simple things. When you shift from complaining to appreciating, you raise your vibration, and your world reflects that. One of the most powerful mindset shifts is realizing that discomfort is not your enemy, but your path to growth. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you grow stronger, more resilient, more capable. Yet most people run from discomfort because it feels unfamiliar. But the truth is that comfort zones are prisons disguised as safety. They keep you small. They keep you stagnant. Real transformation happens only when you are willing to be uncomfortable, when you can say, I am afraid, but I will do it anyway. Shift your mindset from overthinking to action, because overthinking kills dreams. It paralyzes potential. It makes you live inside your fears instead of your possibilities. Thinking is important, but action is what creates change. Stop waiting to feel ready. Stop trying to have every answer before you begin, because clarity comes through doing, not thinking. Every step forward reveals the next step, and momentum builds confidence. So take the step, no matter how small, and keep going. Another mindset shift that will change your life is learning to see rejection as redirection. Rejection hurts, but it is never the end. It is guidance. It is life's way of saying, not this, but something better, something more aligned with who you are. Sometimes the doors that close are saving you from paths that would have limited your growth. Trust that what is meant for you will find you when you are ready, and let go of what is not meant to stay. You must also shift from being reactive to being intentional. Most people go through life reacting to circumstances, reacting to emotions, reacting to others, without ever stopping to ask, what do I truly want? What kind of person do I want to be? Intention is power. When you live with intention, you choose your responses. You shape your direction. You take ownership of your energy, and suddenly life starts to feel like creation instead of chaos. A deep mindset shift happens when you stop chasing happiness and start cultivating meaning, because happiness is fleeting. It comes and goes like weather, but meaning gives you purpose. Meaning gives you direction. Meaning gives you strength when life gets hard. When you live with purpose, you do not need to chase joy. You create it from within. Shift your mindset from comparing to learning. Comparison steals joy. It makes you forget your own path. Every time you compare your journey to someone else's, you lose sight of your growth, because everyone's timeline is different. Your chapter 1 cannot be compared to someone else's. Chapter 20. Instead of comparison, choose inspiration. Let others' success remind you what is possible for you too. A powerful shift is understanding that you cannot control what happens, but you can always control what it means. You give meaning to every experience. Two people can go through the same situation, and one grows while the other breaks, not because of the event, but because of the meaning they attach to it. When you choose empowering meanings, you turn pain into purpose, struggle into strength, loss into wisdom. you must also shift from self-criticism to self-compassion. Beating yourself up will never make you better, but understanding yourself will. When you replace judgment with kindness, you create space for growth. When you forgive yourself, you release the weight that holds you down. Self-compassion is not weakness. It is the foundation of healing. Another important shift is learning to focus on progress, not perfection. Perfection is an illusion that keeps you stuck, waiting for flawless conditions. Progress is real. It is movement. It is small daily improvement. It is one step at a time. Perfection says, I am not enough yet. Progress says, I am growing. And that mindset allows you to evolve without pressure. You must also shift from fear of failure to curiosity. When you see life as an experiment, there are no failures, only feedback. Curiosity keeps you open. It makes you excited to learn. It removes the heaviness of outcome and replaces it with discovery. Every experience becomes valuable because it teaches you something new about yourself. Another shift that'll change your life is moving from control to surrender. Surrender does not mean giving up. It means trusting the process. It means doing your best and then letting go of the outcome. It means believing that everything unfolds as it should. Surrender brings peace because it removes the constant battle with what is. Shift from taking things personally to understanding that most people act from their own pain. What others say and do is a reflection of their inner world, not your worth. When you stop internalizing everything, you become free. You no longer carry unnecessary emotional weight. You respond with understanding instead of anger, and that emotional freedom is power. One of the most profound shifts is realizing that you are not your thoughts. Your mind produces thousands of thoughts every day, but you have the power to observe them without becoming them. When you learn to witness your thoughts without judgment, you gain control. You can choose which ones to feed and which ones to release, and that awareness changes everything. Shift from instant gratification to long-term growth. Most people want quick results. They want success now, happiness now, love now, but anything truly valuable takes time, discipline, and patience. When you learn to play the long game, you build foundations that last. You stop chasing quick highs and start creating lasting fulfillment. Another mindset shift is moving from fear of the unknown to excitement for possibility, because the unknown is where all growth lives. Everything you want that you do not yet have exists outside your comfort zone. And when you start to see uncertainty not as danger, but as a venture, life becomes limitless. Shift from scarcity of time to abundance of presence. Instead of always rushing, chasing, multitasking, slow down and be here now, because life only happens in this moment. The more present you are, the more alive you feel, the more joy you experience. Presence is power because it connects you to the only place you can act, the present moment. You must also shift from focusing on what you cannot do to what you can do. When you focus on your strengths, you build confidence. When you focus on your possibilities, you create momentum. When you focus on solutions instead of problems, you become unstoppable. Shift from waiting for motivation to building discipline, because motivation is a feeling and feelings are fleeting, but discipline is a choice, a commitment that you make regardless of how you feel, and that commitment creates transformation. Another mindset shift that will change your life forever is realizing that your environment shapes your mindset and your mindset shapes your environment. So choose your surroundings wisely. Choose people who inspire growth, not gossip. Choose habits that elevate you, not drain you. Choose inputs that fuel your soul, not poison your focus. Shift from being outcome obsessed to process oriented, because the process is where life happens. The process is where learning occurs. The process is where you build resilience and skill. When you learn to love the process, the results take care of themselves. One of the simplest yet most powerful shifts is moving from I have to I get to. Language shapes perception. When you say I have to work, you feel burdened. When you say I get to work, you feel Grateful, the task is the same, but the energy changes. Your words program your mind, so choose them consciously. Shift from seeing time as an enemy to seeing it as an ally. Stop saying you are running out of time. Start saying you are making the most of your time. When you see time as abundant, you stop rushing. You become intentional. You appreciate each day as an opportunity, and perhaps the ultimate mindset shift that will change your life forever is realizing that happiness is not something you pursue, it is something you practice. It is not a destination. It is a decision. Happiness begins the moment you choose to see the good, the moment you decide to be grateful, the moment you stop waiting for life to be perfect before you. Allow yourself to feel peace. The more you practice these shifts, the more natural they become, and one day you will look back and realize that your external life has transformed, not because the world changed, but because you did. Because your thoughts became clearer, your energy became lighter, your choices became aligned, and your mind became your greatest ally. So remember, simple mindset shifts can change everything. Take responsibility. See challenges as growth. Practice gratitude. Trust yourself. Embrace failure. Love the process. Be kind to yourself. Focus on what you can control and live with purpose. These are not just ideas. They are tools. They are seeds that were nurtured with awareness, grow into the life you were meant to live. And the truth is, your life will not change in one giant leap. It will change through small shifts, through daily awareness, through choosing to think a little differently each morning, through choosing to see opportunity instead of limitation, to see abundance instead of lack, to see yourself not as broken but as becoming. Every thought is a choice. Every choice is a step. Every step creates your path, and your path becomes your life. So choose your thoughts wisely, because they will shape the world you walk in. The moment you decide to shift your mindset is the moment your life begins to change forever.